Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. We're going to be bringing you Kentucky Derby prep race information here. Road to the Kentucky Derby 2025. Happy Friday, everybody. Last day of January 31st, 2025. Can you believe it's about over? February begins tomorrow, so make this last day of January a good one. The road to the Kentucky Derby. Big weekend of racing here in helping to shape up the field for the Kentucky Derby. We got 3 Derby prep races, 3 G3s. Okay, so we got a lot going on. We're going to talk about those, beginning with the first one. We're going to give you a preview over here. And they're all G3s, and I'm going to bring you the first one up. We have the one race over at Santa Anita Park. Santa Anita Park, we have the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. Robert B. Lewis Stakes. We also have another big stakes, the Withers over at Aqueduct Racetrack, another G3. And the other one, we have, of course, the Holy Bull Stakes over at Gulfstream Park. So we're going to take a look at these here, give you a quick snapshot of what is going on in these races and what to watch out for as you prep up for this Kentucky Derby. Now, all of these races, they are in the format that 20 points go to the winner of the race, and 20 points, that's a big leg up. Usually used to be about 20 points gets you in. Now it's a little bit higher as you near 30 to get into the Derby. But the 20 points now, in some of these smaller races, even as much as like pick up another 10 points or 20 points in one of the 100-point races down the road that are coming up, and you're almost a lock to get in there. So winning one of these today is a big leg up to get to the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the first race here at Santa Anita, and this is a doozy, the Robert B. Lewis Stakes, and I'm going to show you just something here. Now, this one is run at Santa Anita, and believe it or not, it's a prep race that's being run at a mile, not the usual longer that takes place at some of the other tracks. For example, at Aqueduct, the Withers is sort of 1 1/8 and 1 1/6 for the 16th for the Holy Bull. But talking about this one here, only five entries in this race. So you're bound to get points, really. And one of them is a 30-1 shot that has almost no chance. The outside horse, number 5, I don't know what this one is even doing in there. 1 career race out of 9 and a 10K purchase out of Dancing Candy. Wilfred Orentis riding it. It's filler. It's filler running by Brisnet Fingers in his 70s. But what stands out is we got the top 3 choices are all by Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert, of course, qualifies for the Derby this year. And if you look at these, the odds, the opening odds of Medacket Road, 5-2, gets Frankie Dettori up. Citizen Bull, 6-5, gets Martin Garcia. And Rodriguez, a 7-5 shot. 485K horse, Juan Hernandez up. So Bob, all 3 of his horses, it's conceivable that he wins every single race. Which one is going to win there? And we have another one in here, early speed type, whose numbers are significantly slower than the Baffert entry. And even his is running mostly on turf. Does have a dirt race. He showed some speed at Churchill Downs. But really an outsider looking in from Wesley Ward, a high Brisnet number of 87. But the 3 Bafferts, who's the standout here? Now we have one. The standout is obviously Citizen Bull, because if you're looking at his Brisnet numbers, now he's an early speed running type, big early speed. He's 107, 100, 91, 92. He did finish 3rd one race, but he has already, this one already has in the Del Mar Futurity on the 3rd place finish there. And he's already has, a back-to-back G1 victories, American Pharoah Stakes G1 and the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, the G1. Comes off a bullet work first of 107. I mean, this one is probably going to win. Open 6-5. The only other one here, open 7-5, 7-5, or just slightly higher, is number 3 from Baffert. 97 in the last race, but this one hasn't even run in stakes yet. It's making his stakes debut here, probably just to pick up points. Has early speed, just like Citizen Bull, but Citizen Bull has that big closing kick. Has run at the distance, and we might see some pace up front with these two early. So that's a 7-5 shot. But Citizen Bull stand out here in Medacket Road. This one comes in. He has another one. Did run in the Bob Hope Stakes at Del Mar last November. This one has early speed too. They list him more as a pressing type. He's the only one that I think has a shot to upset Citizen Bull. I would leave Rodriguez out of the exacta unless he manages to hang on. It depends how much of a pace scenario takes place here. Between Baffert's 2 and 3, I expect Citizen Bull to get it done. Okay, now we're going to go on to the next race. We'll take a look at that one. So the Citizen Bull, you got that going on at Santa Anita Park to look forward to. Now let me bring up the next one, the Withers Stakes. Bob Baffert, can you imagine if he ends up getting, wins the trifecta after being away from the Derby 3 years with his suspension? And then comes back and finishes in the Tri this year. He already has the top 3 point leaders out of all of them, out of the Derby standings so far. So he's coming back with a vengeance. Okay, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the Aqueduct race, and then we'll get to the Holy Bull, what's going on over there. This is the race at 1 mile and an eighth. So you got three big cards tomorrow. This one goes on at 1 mile and an eighth, the Withers. I remember the Withers one year I went to, and my big horse, it never ended up making the Derby, but never missed the board. Mr. Fantasy won the Withers in, I believe it was 2008 or 2009. Might have been 2009. Anyway, I was there, and I was thrilled to see him beat a Dutro entry. This one's for Phil. Got some points there for that race, but he did not go to the Derby, became primarily a sprinter. Anyway, this race, 1 mile and an eighth, and as far as the entries here go, we're just going to look down here. We're going to sum this up real quick. I looked at these before. You got one Global Steve. This one is interesting. It says 6-1 for the dangerous Robert Reed Jr., big Parks guy, 16% trainer, knows how to spot him, and he brings his big jock, the big man on campus over at Parks, Miguel Sanchez, along for the ride. And this one's undefeated, has run a couple of numbers in the 80s, 84, 87. As you can see over at Parks, 7 furlongs. Showed some improved early speed in his last race at Parks on December 30th. Future Stars for minor stakes, 87. Sanchez has ridden this one both times. So he's coming in, and he's working well. He shows a bullet on the 18th. The 2, really not. These other ones don't impress me. I'm not going to waste time on them now. This is just a snapshot preview. And what gets me is this one. Uncle Jim opening 3-1. You got the Brad Cox factor. Hasn't run in a stakes yet. Why is this one 3-1? And the first one, Entry, who is clearly superior, undefeated, the Global Steve, opens at 6-1. So I'm already seeing some value there. Uncle Jim, I guess you're betting the connections. Florent Giroux usually rides this one. He's not riding it today. He's elsewhere. And you got Jose Loscano up 18% here, but he looks a little light. And again, the one undefeated. The one that is, this one catches my eye somewhat here, who has run, when he stretched out, okay, so this one has got to stretch out too a little bit, the 4. The 5 does have the good race 2 back at Churchill where he ran the 90. Last race, he was overmatched, as they say, put up a 77. Nothing earth-shattering here. And that 90 was run at Churchill Downs. The one that looks like the winner to me, Rick Dutro, has been very successful since serving his 10-year suspension, was, of course, there training White Barrio when he won the Breeders' Cup and Classic in 2023. He gets Manny Franco up, a rider who won by put on a show in the slop at the Aqueduct on December 28th, winning by 9 1/4. Showed big early front end speed, big improvement on the speed. Was it the wet track? Possibly. We don't know. Okay, so he's making his first start as a 3-year-old in this chance to pick up 20. And Dutro at this meet is at 32%, has won 19 out of 60, in the money 36 times out of 60. Manny Franco, hot here at this track, especially this time of year when the big guys go to Gulfstream Park, 21%, keeps the mount. So we're coming in there. Be making his stakes debut. And our final entry is number 7. Very nice horse. Omaha. Michael Gorham, trainer, 1 for 5 at the meet. He's always around, in the money, 3 out of 5, 13% overall. Brings the jock around with him here, Raul Mena. And this one, he's running in the 80s. He's a closer. Is a closer going to get it done? He did finish second in the Jerome Stakes last month, which was one of the first Derby qualifying points. So he's looking to add to that his points now there to there. What did he get? 5 points, I believe, for second. Anyway, he's looking to pick up 20 here, build his case. I don't see this as a real Derby type horse. They should be running faster by now. What do I see here? I see the Dutro entry as my top choice. I'm not big on Uncle Jim from Cox. So I like 6 is my top choice. And 1, the undefeated 1 who has run in the stakes. You know, I'm looking for some improvement. And he does have pace. He did show good pace there, so we might have him duking it out on the front end. I believe the winner comes out of 1 or 6. 1's not impossible, and you're getting a price. So those are the 2 I like best. I believe they're going to be in the top 2 in this race. So now we're going to go to another one. We're going to go to the final one of these races, just to bring these up over here. Let's just get this out of here. The Holy Bull Stakes. That's the one everyone's going to be. That is the one with the biggest fanfare. Another G3 goes 20 points to the winner. And let me get that up here so we can talk about it for a second. Okay, here we go. Holy Bull Stakes. Okay, and this one, 1 1/16, 11th race. One thing interesting, though, about that Lewis Stakes, the one at Santa Anita, that takes place in the 4th race today at Santa Anita. So they bring the big race out early on the card. The other one at Aqueduct, it's in the 7th race. And this one, Gulfstream, they save it to race 11. They're giving you a great card today. So this race, the Holy Bull, another G3, 20 points to the winner, purse 265, 1 1/16 on 1 1/16. And we're just going to shoot through these and give you something there and wrap this up. Ferocious, of course, comes off coming in from the West Coast. It did throw up that 99. Did finish 5th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile with still a fast race. And the Futurity over at Keeneland back in October did finish 2nd there. I noticed the jockeys are switching around a little bit. The Hopeful did finish at Saratoga, finished 2nd in the G1 Hopeful. So this one's the real deal. 3 of his 4 races are between a Brisnet figure of 98, 99. He's a pressing type. Did win only his opener, first race, and that was on a wet track at Saratoga last August. But you got Castellano up, who did ride him last time and did ride him to break his maiden. That one opens at 9 to 5. You see, compared to the 99, 98, we're looking for a winner here. And 3, Tappan Street, considerably slower, unstakes tested versus the number 2. Okay, he ran at 7 furlongs, ran on this track. Nice closing kick to win first asking. Now Brad Cox, of course, you have the Cox factor, 26% overall. Not racing too much at Brad Cox, only 14 races to this point at this meet. And, well, here, 14%, 2 for 14. Louis Saez up, keeps the mount. Opens 3-1. That might be a little light. I mean 3-1. I think that's a bad underlay. I much prefer going somewhere over here. Guns Loaded does out of Gun Runner. D'Angelo, stud trainer over there at the meet, 23%, gets the stud rider, Irad Ortiz. And what's interesting is, did Saez go off this one to ride number 4, to ride the 3, or did he, they bump by Rod and put in D'Angelo? I think Cox would get fake. This is probably a wow. Cox keeping Saez. Okay. So Saez off, Guns Loaded for the first time, but look at the early speed on this one. Runs a mile, and he looks like he carries his speed very well. You could probably send this one as fast as you want. It's won 2 out of 3, and it's shifting back. He's definitely going to get the jump on the number 2 and the number 3. So this one is actually a wire threat, even though the 2 does have Ferocious, does have the much superior numbers, and the G1 races under his belt. So that's going to be interesting to see who takes favoritism out of 2 and 4. We drift downwards a bit. He's not joking, 15-1. Did run a 96 on the synthetic at Woodbine. Dirt numbered, not nearly quick enough over at Churchill Downs. He did get out of the gate slow that day. He's not enough speed to keep up with the front runners. So this one will need a major miracle to be part of it at 15-1. And Burning Glory, 16. 8-1, Tyler Gaffalione for Bill Mott. He's run a couple of nice races, not stakes tested, 8-1. Might as well should be higher than that. And the one we do want to go down to is number 7, the final entry. Did win in front running fashion last race and put up his best number, and it was here at Gulfstream Park, winning by 9 with a 94 for Ian Wilkes. Keeps the jockey Zayas, who put on that command performance. My problem with this one is he hasn't run in stakes, and this speed early fractions that he ran at 1 mile and a 6, not even nearly close enough to keep up with the front runners. He's not going to have his way running wire to wire like he did that day. This is basically a 3-horse race. Is it going to be Irad stealing it on the front end with number 4, Guns Loaded? Well, he's stretching out. He's going from 1 mile to 1 mile and 16th. Hasn't run in G3s. I'm going to stick with the favorite here. I think they're going to get this one done. Already has won twice at the distance. Hasn't won at the distance. He did get bumped early in the race 2 back a little bit. He was fractious at the gate, bumped around. So he didn't get out quick that day. It's almost a virtual coin flip here with D'Angelo and Guns Loaded. Guns Loaded would have to step up. And Castellano, this might be his chance to come back here. And as far as Guns Loaded, the other thing is he has one here on this track. He's not as fast. Oh, boy. It's a virtual coin flip between these two. He has one quicker early. Well, you'll probably have a little bit of a pace duel between 2, 4, and 7. And when the smoke clears, I think I'm pretty sure the winner is going to come out of 2 and 4. If 3 steps up and wins, if there's a complete meltdown, maybe Tappan Street, but I don't like it. So no secrets here. If I had to pick one, I may actually go with the quicker early Guns Loaded to take it. Maybe D'Angelo was ready to step this one up. 4 followed by the 2. He does have the 98 and the 101, 108 early pace to show for himself there. So that's what it looks like for the big stakes races today. I think we're going to have some interesting races. I'm going to have selections out there today. And what I do want to we're going to have selections out there for these tracks today. and I may be popping in live for all three of those shows. But we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned. But what I do want to let you know about, we also do now have a. I don't want you to miss out on this. We do have a membership option on the show. All Horse Racing All the Times. What it is All Horse Racing All the Time on steroids. You can click on that link, get the details. I'm going to be bringing you stuff there that on top of what the regular channel brings you. We'll be bringing you live members only shows, videos, shorts, horse of the day, picks and plays of the day that are exclusive only to members. No one else is going to see it. So you get the inside scoop, handicapping shows, and really you can get in on this for $4.99 a month, and $4.99 you can cancel anytime. But $4.99 a month, that's 17 cents a day. And if you're a serious horse player and you enjoy this channel already, where we bring you something every single day in all forms, you are going to be drooling over this, and you want to take advantage of it. Get the inside scoop on top of everything else that we're bringing you now. And this stuff that's members only, it stays members only. These prices, I promise you, they will never change. You can go back to this video again and see that we will only be adding to the perks. If you want to see what you get for joining, and it's a lot, you'll see, just click on that, and that you can look at it and see for yourself before you want to officially join up and be an All Horse Racing All the Time official team member. If you've enjoyed this channel over the 2.5 years we've been here, you're going to love that. So good luck, everybody, today. Enjoy your happy Friday. Let's get it done today, tomorrow. And you got a day to look at these, okay? So look them over. So we got the prep races tomorrow and that big part of the year. So enjoy the races. Good luck today. Bring it home. Ice water in the veins. Remember that. And may the horse be with you.